Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. Excuse me. I got a good amount of information today. The last couple of days, it seemed like everybody kind of went quiet on Twitter, and the news was kind of quiet. And so I didn't make my normal 3 videos, but today the information's just coming on out, and so I was going to bring it to you. This first piece of news is from NBK Crypto at NBKLYRAD. Sent me this. Now, I think this is an older video. This is from Jack the Rippler at Ripple XRP. He says boom in every tweet that he does, I think, which is okay with me. I like the enthusiasm. But in this video, they're talking about JP Morgan. I think this is when JP Morgan coin was announced, and I can't remember if I missed this or not. This main guy that they talked to, I can't remember his name, but he says in here what I said when I first heard about JPM coin, and I don't remember covering the fact that he said this. And what he says is they asked him, is this going to be something that's bad for Ripple? And he says what I've been saying all along. He said, no, JP Morgan coin is going to be used within JP Morgan, and it's not really going to be a competitor to XRP. Well, I'll take it a step further that I've said many times. And that is that JPM coin is a walled garden, but it's a stable coin. The fact that it's a stable coin, that means it's never going to compete with XRP, because nobody's buying a stable coin as an investment the way they will buy XRP for that. But I just wanted to remind you, now that we have many of these walled gardens that were popping up, these are the types of things they were saying. With the JP Morgan coin was really the first walled garden that popped up. And the second everybody saw that, the first thing they said, oh, that's the end of Ripple. Well, guess what? Now we're seeing walled gardens everywhere, and you're not hearing them say that anymore. I just thought that was worthy of making that point. Let me get rid of this. Okay, from Chinu Patel, at Chinu Patel 29. I thought this was great. Weiss Ratings tweeted this out, and they said an anonymous person spent $20,000 on loser.com on a loser.com domain just so he could redirect to Craig Wright's profile on Wikipedia. That's what we call dedication. And so I wanted to show you the Wikipedia. If you go to loser.com, if you type in loser.com, it takes you to Craig Wright's Wikipedia page. That is some funny stuff. But somebody bought loser.com for $20,000. I found that hard to believe that any domain name nowadays could cost that much. But anyway, next this is from Ian Northing. And remember, at IANBINS, not LAN. He says, yup, first Cuba, then the world. Cuba seeks to avert economic crisis with cryptocurrency. Now, I mentioned this in relation to John McAfee the other day. I think he's advising the Cuban government on how to do this cryptocurrency thing. But this is important to avert an economic crisis. What have I been saying on this channel for over a year? The financial crisis and the crisis in currency and debt that all of these countries have set up, of the world have set up the world for. This is the crisis of financial. It's the financial crisis, and digital assets are going to be what bails them out, whether they admit it or know it or are planning for it. What Cuba's doing here is what the world's going to do, and those of us that are invested in digital assets, we will be the handful of people who don't just survive that financial crisis, but come out as the wealthiest people in generations. That's me talking, my opinion. Okay, X-Men XRP gave me this at XRP 33, and this makes the title says it all. Libra isn't a cryptocurrency, it's a glimpse of a new asset class. I just want to read you from the last paragraph of this article, because this is kind of what we've said all along. However, when it comes to technology of any type, few inventions end up being used for their original intent. Libra is unlikely to be any different. In combining elements of distributed ledger technology, economic philosophy, and savvy marketing, the initiative will end up boosting awareness, adoption, and development of cryptocurrencies and security tokens more broadly, just not in the way designers originally anticipated. Yes, Libra is going to boost adoption, folks. That you can already see it. We've seen it since the announcement, a couple of weeks ago. Things just came to life in the media. Next, this is from Altcoin Buzz. Switzerland, Denmark, Sweden, and Japan are all experimenting with negative interest rate policies in bids to stimulate uniquely embattled economies. Why Bitcoin? Says, don't worry, we can just print more money. Swedish central banker ponders even lower NIRP. Negative interest rates are the ultimate final destination of the disaster that these world governments have created with their monetary policy and all the QE this and QE that. The end game is of negative interest rates, where you actually pay your bank for the privilege of having a bank account, is absurd and ludicrous, and we all know it is. And remember, the bailouts were the first salvo, folks. The bailouts pissed everybody off, including me. But the bailouts that was the trial balloon where these governments said, okay, well, let's see if we can get away with this. And then they started planning for bail-ins where they can shut your bank account down and just shave a percentage off the top. Negative interest rates are one of the final disaster areas where this all leads to. But the point is that the second that the governments realized that they could get away with bailouts, they said, okay, well, if we can get away with that, then we can get away with this. And then you get bail-ins, and now you're getting negative interest rates. It's all going to, of course, implode, because anybody with a half an ounce of common sense realizes that this is all a joke and a disaster waiting to happen. But these central planners and central bankers, they all get themselves in their own little bubble and don't realize. That's why they say ridiculous things like this. Don't worry, we can just print more money. And I remember Alan Greenspan in a video that I showed on this channel one time. He says, well, the U.S. will never have a problem paying its debts because we can just print money to pay our debts. And I just thought, this guy is a grown man. He's been through an entire life, been through every kind of economic school you can think of. And he's always just been in that bubble of thinking, to the point that it's just perverted him, and it's perverted all of these people. This is not how real people, hardworking people live. This is not how they think. This is sick right here. It is a sick disease that these governments have created. Okay, this is a great tweet from Eric Dadoon. Holding XRP as a de facto investment in the Interledger protocol. Goal is to grow the Interledger protocol into a broad network of teams building plus W3C plumbing style integrations. Level the playing field so the best asset wins. A strong ILP equals XRP wins by default. It's a long game, but the roadmap is clear. I couldn't agree with him more. Next, from Brian Melancholy XRP at Mike Honcho _11. This is a really cool, interesting couple of tweets from Lionel. This guy's pretty sharp. Comes out with some good stuff. At Lionel 462945550. XRP most unusual event. Now he's showing you this is Lloyd's Bank. Apparently, I guess he banks with Lloyd's Bank. On Saturday, the 6th of July, between 12 a.m. and to 4 a.m., you won't be able to make an international payment, set up new international payments. On Sunday, the 7th of July, between 12 and 6 a.m., you may experience delays when making UK or international payments. All our other services will be available. Thanks for your patience while we carry out our work. And then, what's interesting is Michelle XRP, who is a bot, apparently, at Michelle Schlin 6, sent me this from Lionel. This is interesting. European banks also down for maintenance tomorrow. Could this be xRapid mass go live? SBIVC also down tomorrow. Time for XRP to rock and roll. And this is in, I guess, German, but he makes an interesting point. What if? And it is a big what if, folks. I'm not saying this is happening. I'm just saying I love seeing these. There are so many smart people on Twitter, and I love to see how they think and some of the things that they come up with that could be some kind of for real deal type situation. And this one is intriguing. Okay, saw Hoder send this out. XRP is now a professional darts sponsor, and he's tweeting this out from Wise Cryptos. Global sports media and TV opens to XRP as XRP Co. Let me see who this is. XRP_CO announces shirt sponsorship of former 9X UK wrestling champion and current PDC pro darter Matthew Edgar. Please warmly welcome Matthew. So he's got this. Let me see if it comes up right. Well, XRP announces shirt sponsorship. Okay, so there's the shirt. Wise Cryptos. XRP.co announces shirt sponsorship of PDC pro darter Matthew Edgar. A cool idea. Okay, next. Many of you do not like Justin Sun or Tron, but this is a piece of information that you all need to know about. T-minus 3 days until BitTorrent speed is available for 100 million users around the world. We are really excited to witness the moment when Torrent meets blockchain on July the 8th. And so what this is remember, Justin Sun bought BitTorrent, okay? Then he released the BTT token on the Tron network, okay? And then the BTT token is supposed to be what's used on this BitTorrent platform. And apparently BitTorrent, it is now going to be kind of like a decentralized YouTube where you can be paid and do things with that BTT token. So this will be interesting to see what happens here. And next, finally from XRP veteran, Soon XRP, and he's got the moon. I remember, I think it was when I was in college, we used to sit, this guy, I forgot the guy's name, but this guy was a painter, and somehow MTV got a hold of him, and I think that's how he got really famous. But he talked in this funny, he was a very calm, had a soothing voice, and he was a great painter, and somehow MTV, I can't remember if they used him in their commercials or what, but he was like mesmerizing to just watch him paint, and he always talked and said these funny things. Oh, look at those touches and all. He always said these funny things, and so that's where I remember this guy from. I think he's died since, but I got a laugh when I saw this from XRP veteran. So go give him a follow at XRP_veteran. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that XRP veteran is a definite follow. He sends me a lot of funny stuff. Thanks for listening.